Here we are, actually on the kayak today, in the same spot that I caught those frogfish the other day. So right here I actually have the same rod and the same frog tied on. And I'm going to explore some more of these lily pads, but the other side of the pond is free of, or at least surface vegetation. I have no idea what it has otherwise. It's my first time taking a kayak here, and actually it was almost my first time here the other day. Today's Tuesday and that other day was Friday. It was my first time fishing here. I did check this place out, just following water on my GPS in the car and seeing like what's where, and I found this. And since I've come here on Friday, this area is covered in ponds completely. And it's very rare to be able to get places to bank fish here in the tri-state area, which is Rhode Island, Mass, and Connecticut. But around here with these other ponds, ooh, what just jumped right there? Yeah, but most of these ponds around here have spots to bank fish. Look at that lay down right there. Huh. So we'll see how this goes. We have lily pads around here and a bunch of openings around here. So this is my Lew's Mach 2 Pearl Edition. I'm a big Mach fan, let alone Mach 2, because I have 2 of these. And I actually have, I actually have the Mach 2 baitcaster as well. So I'm throwing the Googan Junior frog, the white one. Now typically up here in New England, white is not the best color to throw. If you have shad where you're at, down south, Florida and such, white is a great color to throw. But since I caught the frog, caught the fish on this frog right here the other day, let's see how that goes. All right, I'm gonna stop talking. Well, I guess I could talk too, but I'm gonna start casting because I'm seeing activity all around me, like whether it's actually bass or not, or bluegills. Remember, bluegills just spawned right after the bass did. Right now would be shad spawning season, but like I said, it's not something we really have a lot of around here, so that's not going to be too much activity. But I have all sorts of fun stuff I'm going to be throwing today. I do have a couple hours that I can actually spend here. Just got out of work. But I'll be throwing a swim bait right here. So this is actually the 360 search bait, but it's in the green pumpkin color and it's got the red head on it. And chartreuse and pumpkin colored speed worm right here. It's somewhat set for Texas rig. There you go, now it's set for Texas rig. And that'll be get thrown later too. Those will be the first 2 changes that I do. I have tied behind me, I have a red eye shad lipless crankbait on my Googan Gold Rod that has the Shimano SLX DC reel, and on that other Mach 2 back there I have a Kitech swim bait on a shaky head. So I have a lot going on in my arsenal. I just wanted to start with some of these and see what happens around the rest of these lily pads. It's pretty windy out today. The pond that's next to me is much larger, even though it's not really a large pond. When it gets windy there, it gets wavy, like literally waves there. So here, wind isn't too bad. We're surrounded almost completely with trees, and it stays for the most part pretty calm. I have my anchor with me if I want to stay and get to a spot to where it's moving me around. I don't expect that to happen here in the lily pads, but when I get to the other side, there is a little bit of movement, so I'll probably put my anchor down if I want to focus into one spot and tear it apart. As I say this, so we were just sitting still and the wind has started drifting us now. We're not going fast, but we're going sideways. The boat launch is right over there where you see those trees sticking out. If you call it a boat launch. It looks more like a drainage for the road to be able to drain into this pond. This is probably how this pond started. I've caught fish here. I know there's fish in here. I only caught 3, but I did miss 6 bites, and the ones I caught, they were all under a pound. That pond I was talking about right next door, I caught a fish out of there. I didn't get to weigh it, but it was anywhere between 3.5 to 4 pounds. My biggest. Like, I could just tell it was my biggest. My PB before that has been 3.2 pounds on the bass. I do have a much larger pike that I caught. But it would have been nice to catch that, to actually have a weight. He was big enough, or excuse me, she was big enough to have concern that my 8-pound mono was going to be able to handle it. But it did. So there we go. Yeah, I'm not going to do this for too long. I think I'll start going the other way. Like the way we're starting to face this way right now, that's actually the way the wind is going. So if I go against the wind over there, if it does move me, you know, I'll still be able to do some things. Oh, all right. Put the hook in the fish, not in yourself. Oh, interesting. I just got a severe weather alert till 4 o'clock. It just turned to be 3 o'clock right now. Yeah, so that's nice and fun. It's hard to tell if you're cloudy or not anyway. The wildfires that are going on in Canada right now, they're still going. They've been going for a while. They've been blowing smoke at us for a long time, and we actually have an air quality alert today from the smoke. It's and you could definitely see the haze. It even looks like smoke. It did make for such a beautiful sunrise this morning. Oh, I didn't even turn on my fish finder. More for depth than anything, but I'm putting my paddle down, and I don't know, I say probably about 15 inches is the length of the actual paddle, and that's what hit bottom. Of course, I'm really close to this edge right here, so I have no idea how deep we get. The pond next door also has a pond across the street from it, but both of those ponds, you can see a pretty steep drop off right at the bank. So it definitely does have some good depth to it, but I don't know how much. Even though I said we were going to go the other way, guess what I didn't do? That's all right. We'll figure this out. A lot of these ponds, there's formed here because there was mills. It's a big time mill area. Of course, don't forget, we're in the area to where, you know, the American Industrial Revolution was started, and you know, mills played the key role. All right, oh, all right, I'll accept it, but just let me see what I need to see. Ooh. All right, so that was a bluegill that just did a blow up right there. What is that? There we go. All right, so we're right around 6 feet deep right here. All right, we're gonna stop right here because that wasn't a bluegill that just did that blow up at I don't know what they blew up at. I didn't see anything. Let me position myself a little bit better and start casting into this way. And the water's moving pretty good over there. I don't even feel any wind at the moment either. Trees aren't, yeah, they're blowing a little bit. We've had extreme winds for weeks now. I'm not a big fan of kayaking in the wind. There's an island just over to my left. I say an island, I mean a small island. It's 3 or 4 feet in diameter. So that starts to go back down, but in here I know we definitely have some depth. It's really not frog fishing time, so I'd like to throw something else, but there's not. Yeah, your options are limited in the lily pads. I guess I could weight that's a speed worm. It wouldn't work very well. You know, put a weight on it and get it in there, but I would need a normal Senko and not a speed worm or a curly tail. This really isn't the best frog throwing rod. It's a medium power, so it's, I don't know if you can see the tip, it has a lot of play in it. You're trying to set the hook, that's play isn't really what you want. You know, you want to have this ability in the backbone to be able to set that hook in there, because frogs actually have a double hook, if you didn't know. See the 2 hooks. By the way, every couple throws with your frogs, squeeze the water out of it, otherwise it's going to sink and no longer becomes topwater. Yeah, wind's moving us pretty good now. Sideways again, we're just facing the opposite way. Right where we're facing, that little area right there, that's right where we just came from. But I want to throw this. First thing I want to do is turn myself around, because I am not going to throw a crankbait into a lily pad field. I like my crankbaits, the lipless ones especially, and I'd like to keep them. I have lost a few. I even lost one today, my 6th Sense one. That was very disturbing, losing that thing. I don't even know what happened. I went to cast and I heard it land somewhere. Not in the water, but behind me, and it doesn't make any sense. But the road was directly behind me, and I quickly realized where it was when I heard the first car run it over. Then the second car helped me track it down, but then I watched 3 more cars run it over, and then it got to the yellow lines in the middle of the road. So I went and grabbed it. It's pretty beat up on the outside, but it was also pretty beat up just from throwing and hitting all the rocks and stuff. Both treble hooks need to be replaced. The first one has one that's bent way too much to fix, and the one in the back is actually only 2 hooks out of the 3 now. So this is a lipless crankbait. I'm going to try several different techniques here. Right here I'm just popping it and then reeling it in. I'm not actually doing any reeling of the bait in with the actual handle. Letting the rod do all the work. Boom. And apparently it's right there. Just flew right over the boat. Do you see that? Oh, that didn't go far. That backlashed, but why? How? Well, that was immediate too. Oh, there it is. And it got right out of it, but we still got more to get out. Oh, there's the other problem. Wow, okay. I think maybe I'll have to adjust the tension knob a little bit. I don't usually mess too much with the tension knobs on these Shimanos. They're the only companies that actually come preset with both drag and tension knobs. This is your tension knob, and this is your drag. you also have your braking system right here. I have the digital chip, that's what the DC stands for. And I'm actually set to throw on what I'm throwing it on. I have braid on here, 50-pound braid. I don't usually use braid either. But I was throwing a different frog on this the other day. So braid is something you want for frog fishing. Steer myself with getting my lure back. There it is. Ooh, look at that. Bunch of grass. Love it. Thanks, man. Not the intended target, but I guess we'll take it. Ooh, alright, so now I'm gonna have to fix the lure, but the first thing I want to do, I don't know, that looked good to me. What caused that to backlash like that? Anyway, let it back down. The hooks are tangled in the line. Guess that's a good way to store it, but not if you want to throw it. I like to throw it. If you didn't know, the lipless crankbait is my favorite bait. There's a million different ways to throw it, including just retrieve it, fast or slow, or put a cadence into it and do it different ways. And fish love it. They're known as rattle traps, and you can hear that. Different ones will give you different, sounds with your rattles, and that definitely helps, especially if the fish keep hearing this same one over and over and over and then getting caught from it. They're going to tend to stay away from it. But if you get the slobber knocker, named slobber knocker because it makes a knocking noise with just one larger PB in there. All right, we got pretty far, but we backlashed again. What happened? All right. Oop, I'm right down on the bottom of it. I can feel it. There's rocks on the bottom here. But we're quickly getting to the shore. It's the main road in front of me right there. I don't know this area all too well, but I know that's the main road because that's a food truck right there that's always there. And, oh, there's fish under us. Even up to the edge here, we're still at 6 feet. Go a little bit that way. Oh, started it back. Oh, there it is. There's the problem. Ah, this is awkward. What am I gonna do? Not gonna see the knot? I don't know how that happened. Problem is, I'm gonna cut the line, but if I cut the line, then I don't get my lure back. So, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reel it in, then pull it back out, and get the knot out. Ah, there's the other problem. I think I'm gonna remove. So the bait hook is up here on these. And that doesn't work very well when you're in windy conditions. Because the wind will take the line and blow it under it, and that's what's happening. That's how it's getting caught. So yeah, most of them have it in the back of the handle where you would normally grab with your hand. A lot of people complain about those, but I've never personally had an issue with them being right there. All right, here we go. We're gonna end up on the shore in no time, but buttons depressed. Time to just reel it out. Problem is now too slowly, because if I do it too fast, it'll start to backlash on myself again. The bait casters are awesome, but that's definitely one of their fatal flaws. Yep, cool. Here comes the knot. So going up, and now it's coming back down. All right, got the knot in there. Close the bail. Cut the line. Nope, probably should have held on to that. Now, roll up your line. Put it right there for now. Do not throw your line in the water, people. You know, we're all here to fish, right? Do you want to catch those fish? If you're not going to have much luck catching those fish if they're all swallowing the line and dying. Now, what do I actually want to throw right now? Let's keep throwing the crankbait because we really didn't get any good throws. We were kind of screwed ourselves right from the beginning. And now I'm under my hook right here. There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy guy. Me and this crankbait are not getting along today. Got it stuck in my hand earlier. And actually, the barb went in. I had to rip it right out. And that's, I hope I never have to do that again. Let's put it that way. I didn't see it bad enough to have to go to the doctors, but it wasn't far from that point. There we go. Ouch. That, tighten it, grab that, tighten it, get off of my sweatshirt, and there we go. Put your line in there, and well, I guess we have good timing because we're at the shore now. Time to do some paddling. I do like it back here. I mean, I wouldn't say it's peaceful because, you know, that's a pretty busy road right there. You know, a lot of businesses. There's a Walmart pretty close to here. Huh, I didn't even see it when we were over there, but I can see the heron over there. I was getting pictures of him just the other day. I don't see the other birds. There was some rocks somewhere in the middle of the pond, right from the shore that I could see, and there's a bird that I just can't make out from the distance of what it actually is. I basically have a silhouette, but the shape of the bird, I have no idea. I'd like to know, but I don't see them. We are right on the opposite shore, and directly in front of us right now are the swan, the resident swan. There's 2 of them, and they have 4 babies with them. Those are pretty neat. I heard them here yesterday when I came out here from the bank. They were near me, and the babies would make a noise that kind of sounds like a barking puppy. Pretty neat. Never heard that before. But with the bluegill, or I guess you could say the panfish, just doing their spawn, they're feasting on them. Ooh, look, lots of fish under us right there. Ooh, perfect depth too, 2 and 3 feet. That's about as far as I typically like to bring the crankbait down. You can let it go down as far as you want, because if you don't use it, it sinks. But that water column between the 2 and 3 feet range is right about where I like to play with it. I just checked my fish app. Sometimes it's extremely accurate, sometimes it isn't. But according to them, we are at prime bite time at the moment. There's a prime bite time morning and a prime bite time evening. So I'm just doing a straight retrieve, as you can see, not very fast. I'm hitting some rocks here and there. Now I'm going to go a little bit faster because the wind is trying to turn us around, so I was trying to use the lure to actually steer me. Done that several times. Just didn't quite work out there. I started too late. All right, moving forward. Yeah, this little island that's sitting right here to our right, I guess, is nothing more than an island. You can never really tell exactly how the pond works when you're at the bank, but we're pretty common around the 7 foot, or should I say that we're going down deep right now. We're at 9 feet. So, even though the fish I caught were only about a pound, it looks like there's plenty of room for the big ones to be here too. I don't know if you hear that whine when I actually cast. That oh, I had a bite, but he went away. Now the wind's trying to turn us around the opposite way, which is horrible timing because I want to get my lure in and try to get it back. There we go. So I am actually reeling from directly behind me right now, but I'll take it though. Yeah, so that whine with the casting, that's the DC, because the DC stands for digital chip. Oh, wasn't leaving much. And that's the digital chip brakes. And actually, it stands for digital control. So don't let me lie to you about it. Yeah, but it fixes its own backlashes unless you get caught in the lure holder or hook holder. I don't even know what that's actually called. Yeah, if you get it caught there, that's a different story. All right, we can move over there a little bit. Those swan were actually coming somewhat towards us, so I try not to disturb any of the wildlife. You know, I'm out here for fun. They're out here to survive. And even though I'm fishing in all my kayak, if I was just kayaking and looking at the wildlife, you know, I'll be enjoying myself then too. I don't know if you can see all the babies with them. They're brown. They almost look like they've been playing in the mud. But I don't see anybody's head down right now. I also don't know if you realize this, but swan are actually a lot bigger than you think. I really can't tell how big they are from even how close I am right now. But I was at a spot once where one flew out of water and flew directly over my head. He was probably 20 or 30 feet over my head, but still. I was amazed on how big that was, especially the wingspan. It had to be like 10 feet. You never think of them being that big. There you go. So they've made sure babies and mama and, you know, I guess daddy's staying in. I have noticed that. I've been here 3 times, Friday, Monday, and today, and you can definitely tell which one's mama because babies follow mama, not dada. Gonna kind of roll around them. I see the rock right in front of us. Actually, that's my car up there too. That's the boat ramp, if you can see my quotes. But that rock is where those birds usually sit, whatever kind of birds they are. And there goes a duck right there. This place is cool just for the wildlife, if anything else. All right, somebody needs to get a hold of me. I'm getting a bunch of notifications. All right, they're emails. I don't need to read those right now. Actually, I want to back off a little bit. Just seeing a rock right there, no vegetation. That's exactly where I want to throw my lipless crankbait that I have on. I want to beat it off of that rock if possible, because bass are hiding around the corners of it and waiting for bait fish to go by to ambush them. And if they have something hit that rock and go past, you just increase your likelihood of actually getting a reaction bite. That's how bass work. You know, reaction, instinct, food, eat. Kind of like I used to be. Food, eat. And a little bit to the right. Actually, we were good, but we're blowing in the wind. I'm not going to hit that rock. I didn't hit the rock, but I hit something. I'm snagged. It's probably wood. Because even though this has treble hooks on it, it's really, you can bring it through grass, you can bait it off rocks, it just doesn't handle wood too well. Alright, I guess we're gonna call this a day on the kayak. I'll probably still fish from the shore, but I didn't see the lightning, but I heard the thunderstorms. And actually, when I was out here the other day, we were going in between thunderstorms, and that's when I was doing the frog fishing. All right, I don't know what this is, but there we go, we're loose from that. It almost looks like part of a dock. I can't tell, but I definitely don't want to throw at that again, because that's not what I thought it was. A couple more casts. We've done almost this whole pond, so we're gonna continue. If I see a lightning anywhere close by or start hearing more thunder, and it's kind of funny though, because when I was actually getting my kayak down, the sun peeked out for the first time in days. So even though we saw the sunrise this morning, it wasn't really, it was clear, but it was smoky. So I guess I just contradicted myself when I realized that I'm not telling the truth. So guess what? There you go. Alright, here's some more thunder. Let's just see what we got going on here. I'm not in Warwick, Rhode Island. Please fix that. It's not even close to where we're at. Alright, so you know my location. You're just going to say Warwick, Rhode Island. Oh, here we go. I think we're going to be good. You see it? Like, we're at the blue, and here it comes. Looks like we're just going to miss it. What else do we have? It's one line that's not going over, it's going down. All right, I don't know if that'll hit us or not, but it's going to come really close. Too close to the lily pads. These just haven't reached the surface yet. So this really sucks. I don't get the kind of time I used to with my kayak anymore. So I really try to value what I can get. And lately it's been a weather issue stopping me from using the kayak than anything else. And that's extremely frustrating. There you go. Yeah, sky's okay over there to our right, directly in front of us. Yeah, that's a different story there. The pond that's next to us, I took some videos and put them on the YouTube channel to where it was nice and calm here, but then we went over there, you had waves from it being so windy. It's really making it a major change. Oh, there's geese in front of us over there. I don't know if you can see them, they're right on the edge. So if you look at that house directly in front of us, a yellow one, go to the water level and move right probably, 3 degrees. They're moving towards that house. I am going to throw a 1/8 ounce shaky head with my Keitech custom worm on it. This custom worm looks more like a swim bait, but whatever they want to call it, because it's what they made. Let it sink down. So this is going to be a slow, steady retrieve. I'm going to, even though it's a custom worm, I'm going to treat it like it's a swim bait. Oh, those geese have kids too. There's 4 in the front and 4 in the back. The 4 in the back are the adults. They kind of look like the same color as the swan over there. But oddly enough, the swan actually have a black head like the geese. While these don't, they're all brown. Yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea to throw in here. Not really what we would consider weedless. Just a big hook hanging out of the top of it. So this is a really good bait. It's kind of expensive for the soft plastics, but it produces. Japanese brand. A lot of people talk about Keitech, or if you ask people, oh, what's your favorite bait? And 50% of them are going to say Keitech. Yeah, I can see. It's definitely, it makes sense. This weather like this, I really expect the bite to be better too. Of course, I didn't know that the thunderstorms were coming until earlier. Well, geese turned back around. Don't know why, but I never will. One thing I've noticed, geese aren't really big on letting me know what their plans are. And geese like to leave green poop everywhere. Large green poop. I'll take that green poop any day over those buffalo turds that the freaking swan leave all around that bank that we fished is directly behind me. Yeah, one more throw, we'll start heading back in. I'll do some bank shifting unless it starts to rain. I just looked at the radar, that could pop up out of nowhere. Come on, get a bite. Would like to catch a fish today. I didn't catch anything yesterday. There we go. Oh, hey, what are you doing? Get in there. You see where the hook keeper is in the back here compared to the other ones up here? A lot of people don't like this and they prefer it up front, but overall, especially if you consider wind, I definitely prefer in the back compared to the front. I guess it's nice to have a complaint about that Guggen Gold rod, because I haven't had one yet. It's been great. It's one of my main go-tos. Paired up with that Shimano's. Ooh, I love it. Yeah. So there we go. Let's get some speed. What are we doing? 2.9, 3.3, 3.4, 7, 6, 3.8, 3.9, 4.1, 4.2. My trolling motor only lets us go 4.0, 4.4. That might be my max. Yeah. I was putting some oomph into that. 4.4 is the top, which is still good by all means. Time is it here? Well, you know, I mean, even though I have hours to spend out here, at least we got an hour. So, I'll take it. No fish, thunderstorms, yeah. I'll actually leave my kayak down. Well, you know, I'm pretty good here. This is, I didn't bring a jig head with me, and I think that would be the best thing I could throw right now, other than frogs. I do have jigs in the car, but I'm coming back to shore. I might as well do some bank fishing, I guess. You know, see how bad the wind is going to get, because it just picked up pretty good. And power off. I don't know if you can see all that white at the bottom of the shore there. Oh, what was that? Since yesterday, somebody put a whole bunch of oatmeal there, and I don't know why. Schwam. Hey, not bad. I do have a stand assist, but obviously I can do without it now. But I don't know if I'm gonna make a habit of that though. Oh, look at that. It's kind of pink over there. A little orange. I can see birds in the distance, but they're just behind the smoke haze. Yeah, not bad. I really do like this pond. I don't know if it's worth kayaking though. Pretty much I did see a spot on the other side, literally directly across, where I can actually fish from too. So I can fish open points of this pond, and I can fish the lily pods from the shore. So next time I bring the kayak out in this area, oh, look at the bluegill going right there. It's going berserk. What are you doing, buddy? Yeah, so next time I bring the kayak out, it'll be in one of the other ponds. I mean, might as well check them all out, right? There's a bunch of awesome ponds in this area, and it's really not far from me at all. It's one of the normal areas I come to. I just don't come out this way past one spot, which is that Walmart that I was talking about. All right. Well, no fish, no history either. I have to start doing history again here soon. There's a couple people in particular I'd like to talk to you about, whoever wants to listen. Hopefully everybody. But until then, see you later.